A scary discovery in downtown Freeport. Teens allegedly defaced several decorative scarecrows. One of the decorators calls it a disappointing moment for the community. Freeport's Scarecrow contest fills downtown with dozens of straw men and women each fall, but a weekend incident left a handful of them without heads or damaged. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley learns how some are trying to pick up the pieces. Nathaniel?
Daniel, it's taken a few days to fix the decorations damaged by suspected teens. With most fixtures now repaired, one decorator hopes people use their brain around the scarecrows. Miss Twisted Pretzel lost her head.
It's really sad because when we put them up, we wondered how long it would be before they'd be vandalized.
Nancy Lehman decorated Miss Pretzel alongside fellow graduates from Freeport High School's class of 1971.
And we had a lot of fun putting her together, a lot of laughs.
2 days after setting up the Scarecrow in downtown Freeport, security footage appears to show two teens deface the decorations.
To see that somebody took time out of their day to destroy stuff, it's almost infuriating.
The Scarecrows are part of a contest to spice up downtown Freeport for the season.
We deserve it as a community to have the nice things. Not going to let a few bad apples spoil that.
Business owners and leaders say the incident won't spook future fall festivities.
They realize that hiccups do happen, but we are full of positive energy in Freeport.
Just after our interview wrapped, Lehman returned to Miss Twisted.
But at least the head and the hand are still there.
The Greater Freeport Partnership recovered the Scarecrow's missing pieces.
Oh yeah, it's busted off.
Freeport police say the suspects behind the damage were spoken to at school. Lehman also offers advice.
Consider that if it were your property and somebody vandalized it, how you'd feel.
No business owners filed a police report for the vandalism, so police did not have a reason to issue any fines or charges. Nicole Haas calls the situation resolved.
And Freeport scarecrows can be found throughout the downtown area and nearby area. They'll remain for the city's Wine and Witches shopping event on October 10th.